When a data breach or compliance failure hits an organization, there is one person who is responsible to answer, did anyone see that coming? That one person or that person is IT risk professional, the one whose job is to connect what could go wrong with what business needs to protect. That role has a title: IT risk manager, director of risk, and sometimes a path towards CISO. And right now, a lot of organizations are still trying to fill it properly. C-Risk is how you become that person. Hello, I'm Shraddha, and in the last episode of Security Career Roadmap, we mentioned that C-Risk doesn't get the same attention as CISSP or CISM. That's still true, and for the right professional, that gap is an opportunity. Today we are breaking it down completely. What C-Risk is, who it's for, and what it actually teaches you, and whether it makes sense for where you are right now. C-Risk stands for Certified in Risk and Information Systems Control. It's from ISACA, same body behind CISA and CISM, but C-Risk is different from both. Here is the simplest way to understand it. CISA asks, are we doing things right? It audits basically what's already there. And CISM asks, are we building the right security programs? It's about leading teams and owning security strategy. Whereas C-Risk asks, are we doing the right things? Okay, that's a business question. A strategic question, not a technical one. C-Risk is about spotting risk before it becomes a problem, assessing it, responding to it, and helping the organizations make smart decisions about which risks to carry and which ones to fix. That's an enterprise risk management. Here is what most people get wrong about C-Risk. They see information system control and assume it's technical. They expect firewall configs, pen testing, security operations. Well, that's not what C-Risk is. C-Risk does cover controls, but not from hands-on technical angle. It teaches you how to decide which controls are worth putting in the place, how to prioritize them against real business risk, and how to explain those decisions to the people running the company. That's different from building the control yourself. And most IT professionals spend their careers doing their things a certain way. C-Risk trains you to advise on what should be done and why. That shift from execution to advisory is what separates a mid-level role from a senior one. C-Risk has 4 domains, and I will walk you through each one, not as a syllabus readout, but in a way so you can understand what you are actually learning. The first one is governance. How does the company structure its approach to risk? Who owns it? Who reports it? How does it connect to a business strategy? This is where IT risk stops being just an IT problem and starts being a business problem. Then comes IT risk assessment. How do you spot what could go wrong before it does? Threat modeling, vulnerability analysis, business impact are the factors of it. This is the analytical core of C-Risk. Then comes risk response and reporting. You have identified the risk. Now what? What do you prioritize, or how do you prioritize it? What controls do you put in the place? And how do you explain it to someone who doesn't speak the IT security language? That last part, communicating risk to a non-technical leaders, is the skill most technical professionals are missing and worth knowing. It's also the one that gets you into leadership conversations. So the next and the last domain comes information technology and security. It's the technical foundation, understanding how IT systems create risk and how controls bring that risk down. So in these 4 domains, one question running through all of them: how does technology risk connect to business consequences? And that's important for business perspective as well as individual perspective. Let me be straight about who should do C-Risk and when. C-Risk requires at least 3 years of experience in IT risk management or information system control, and one of those years needs to be in governance or risk assessment. So if you are in your first 2 years of IT career, then build the experience first and then come back to the CRISC certification later. But if you are an IT auditor with CISA certification and you want to move from audit into risk management, CRISC is the most direct path. You already understand the controls. CRISC teaches you to think about risk at the enterprise level. So certification or CISM certification if you are already certified and leadership is asking you to speak to risk or resolve it, then CRISC gives you the framework and the credential to do that well. And if you are already in governance, risk or compliance or basically GRC role and you want a seat in strategic conversations, CRISC validates what you are already doing. And if you are in banking, financial services or consulting, this certification carries a real weight in those industries. Regulators and enterprise clients know it. It's not just a career credential, it's a professional language those industries actually speak. Now, let's understand what actually shifts when you have CRISC or you have passed it. The roles that open up are different in kind, not just in level. IT risk manager, director of risk, GRC lead, CISO track. These are not just better paying versions of your current role. They come with direct influence and different influence. Your conversations change too. You stop being the person who explains what happened and you become the person who explains what could happen and what it means for the business. That's a different kind of trust built in you. In organizations where risk is taken seriously, such as banking, financial services, consulting, and tech companies, under growing regulatory pressure, that trust translates into real authority. CRISC don't just add another line or another certification in your resume. It changes what roles that resume gets you into. Now, let me be a bit honest with you. Most of the IT professionals who are ready for the CRISC are already doing CRISC level work. They are flagging risk, making recommendations, sitting in the meetings where risk decisions happen. They are just doing it without the credential, which means they are doing senior level work and getting mid-level recognition for it. CRISC doesn't teach you things that you never thought about or you have never experienced. It gives just structure and a language to what you already know and puts a credential behind it that organization understand and hires for. If that sounds like where you are, and I think this is probably your next move to enroll for CRISC certification. At Knowledge-thon, we run CRISC training for professionals at that 3-year plus mark who are already ready to move into enterprise risk roles. But before you enroll, we have a real conversation. Where you are now, what roles are you targeting, and what's your timeline? Because how you approach CRISC and what you do after it completely depends on the situation you are in specifically. And the link is below in the description if you want to start that conversation with Knowledge-thon. And in the next video, we are going into CEH, Certified Ethical Hacker, where you flip sides completely and learn to find risk instead of manage it. Subscribe so you don't miss it and drop a comment. Are you already in a risk or GRC role? Or is this the direction you are moving towards?